Hello and welcome to Critical Tumble, where a bunch of longtime friends and internet nerds transcend geography through the power of Discord to play Dungeons and Dragons, and critically fumble a lot. Currently, the team are in Egref, effectively killing time until Calatiel, the governor of said province, can see them about earning themselves some bottled lightning, because apparently this is a thing. But since he can't see them until tomorrow, they have to kill time in the city of magitech ludicrousness, frankly. Um, please, as I refer you to the map, which, I know that that's probably supposed to be docks, but I'm saying it's cliff because there are very few ways you can make a proper city map of the type I need that lets you specify. So, just that's cliff. There's water further south, but mostly you're going to be in all the colored districts. Currently, you are at the government building. Boink. Or walking out of the government building anyway. So yeah, you've got I've numbered everything. So effective points of interest, but of course you have absolutely no idea where the hell you are, or you've seen a little bit of the city, but not so much. There hasn't been an opportunity to pick up a things to do in Egref pamphlet, or if there is such a thing. Although you do have Alice going, is there such a thing? I mean, they seem to be geared for visitors, with the signs in all the languages and more places to sleep temporarily than you can shake a stick at. There's gotta be something that says something about points of interest.
At the very least, I was going to look for a sort of a standing map with like maybe a thing that just lets us know where the heck we are.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, you do not see anything like that.
Oh. Yes, I was looking for the big, you are here.
No,
the pillar in the mall sort of thing.
Yes, exactly.
There are those all over central London anyway.
And why would you want to shake a stick at a sleeping place?
It's a metaphor now.
Oh, okay.
There's gotta be. I'm looking
You
around
just
for
get
a
the
kiosk.
look. You know the look.
By now, you know the look.
I'm looking around for anything resembling an information, like a kiosk or a building that there looks to be people going to and then leaving from very rapidly.
Actually, I'm going to look for a guard.
Okay, perception check from both of you.
Fun times.
Yay, I don't have to alt-tab.
Yay!
Ooh. Oh my god.
Ouch.
Starting strong, Ethan. Starting strong.
Clearly, it's an ice cream hangover.
Effectively what happens is he gets distracted by something shiny and walks into a lamppost.
And a couple of points of bludgeoning damage to the nose. Ow!
What'd you call it?
4 points of bludgeoning damage to the nose. And it's a good thing that happened right then, because as you're rubbing your incredibly sore nose, rabbit.
So now I got a paw. I got a paw right here, and I'm like, ow! Why is my nose?
It doesn't hurt anymore.
Wait, why is my nose furry? Wait. Ah, crap! All of this is in my head.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it doesn't hurt anymore. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh dear.
Do we see him?
Oh yeah.
Well, you saw wham and then.
I think by now we're kind of used to there suddenly being an empty space where a bard used to be.
I'll get him.
Oh, good. I hope they don't have a law about unleashed pets or anything.
You just get a look from the rabbit.
Here.
He's not unleashed. He's on my shoulder.
Dude, we live in a world where there are familiars,
Also that.
there are rangers with companion animals, and if they gave Ava shit for having an animal companion, it would be discrimination. Does this look like a city that discriminates to you?
I like it more and more, let's say.
It gives a bow.
And Darwin just sort of does the nod back.
Hazel, well, everybody else is doing this. It's like this is a Darwin thing. They dealt with it. They've got it covered. I'm going to do something useful. Damn it! I'm going to do something useful. And she does see a little kiosk with a bright blue, sort of long, thin sign that it's ticking through different languages, and it's not common that you first noticed, because I remembered what your other language was supposed to be. Halfling. But you can have that one as well, because I've been a little generous about some of the language shit, so yes, you can have Elven, Sylvan, and Halfling, because that is a thing. But yes, it's in Halfling that you see tourist information.
And I'm letting them deal with the Darwin thing, and I'm headed over there.
Okay, so as you guys are actually know, all of y'all except Hazel and Darwin, because he's got other shit on his mind, make me a perception check.
Perception.
Why are you clicking on language Oh, you're adding
Oh,
the
sorry,
thing.
yeah.
Oh
no!
Another natural one!
Oh my god!
Natural one!
Well, I mean, at least for Nye, he is so far out of his element right now.
And Ava's been the one to carry me around for a while now, so Ava's used to it.
Yeah. Froseth is unutterably distracted because, having walked past a little bit off in the distance, yeah, that's actually a silver dragonborn. You're not alone. And just rucksack, the sort of garb you'd expect from a traveler, just bustling off in sort of a southerly direction, and you're just watching.
Literally distracted by Shiny.
Nye accidentally turned on the whole Eldritch Sight thing again, so he's got a headache to deal with.
Oh, ouch.
Ava does see that Hazel is heading with purpose towards a building.
Do I see what's written on it?
And now we roll the hand of
I
fate.
have Elven common.
It's actually switched to tourist information in common when you look, and you get a second of that before it flips to the kind of runes you know as draconic.
Hesitates and decides to give her a chance to manage by herself.
Yeah, Alice A, who did actually roll about where you did, funnily enough, just puts a hand on your shoulder. I think she's got it.
Yeah, I mean, she's never gonna come into her own if we always hover around her, I guess.
Besides, I'm a little bit more concerned about Wincing Boy and stares off into distance over here.
You alright there, guys? Did you use the Eldritch Sight again?
Silent image. Darkness. Silent image canceled. That was a bad idea.
First, are you
You're right.
okay?
I'm fine.
One day, sir, you will use your damn words. I hope that I am around to see it when it happens. While all this is going on, uh, Hazel walks into a room that's just like, again, three halflings, and behind desks, but a little more ramshackle kind of desks, and behind them a whole lot of bits of shiny, brightly colored parchment.
Oh dear. Hello.
Hello to you.
My group and I are very new in town and in need of a map and sort of a recommendation on where to go for entertainment type stuff.
The huddle briefly. Very, very blonde gentleman pulls out map. This is map. It marks out the districts.
Thank
But
you.
you seem of the religious bent. So I am thinking that perhaps you might wish to express a sort of interest, because I have my doubts as to whether someone of your persuasion would be interested in such diversions as for example, the flaming floor.
What's that?
Is a nightclub, but is run by those who I think you might find less than personable.
Huh.
At
Damn it, now I'm
which point this bright red-haired halfling who looks maybe a couple of years older than you, just goes, is run by demon cult.
A demon cult running a nightclub?
Is cult of Rakdos. They are not so end of world domination. I mean, there is probably something along those lines, but they are more chaos and rambunctiousness, and the blonde gentleman and blood. They are, yes, but some people get off on that kind of thing.
Oh my
I
God.
do not wish to know about how you spend your time off, Maddie. I am just saying. I did not say
Sounds very
I
funny.
particularly got off. We are having this conversation in front of poor tourists. I am terribly sorry. But no, you would probably not like the flaming floor.
Aren't there any places possibly run by quick flights?
More huddle. Mutter. There are several places that are run by quick flights. You would have to be a little bit more in the way of specific.
Oh, I'm actually interested in all of them. My
We
Mom
would be here all week, particularly if we went through from marriage. The two primaries are, if you are looking for something in the realm of lunch, there is the Farmer in the Dale. Is an eatery. Is very much is considered very different here, but is farm food. And Maddie is Goldendale food. Apparently, woman in Goldendale, she sends through recipes and such things, and we do not see that sort of thing. So
I have basically lit up like, oh boy, oh yay.
and Maddie is just goes on with, and then there is the Tinker's Dam, is rooms and appliances for mostly cooking equipment and that kind of thing.
Huh. Okay. Also, is there any place that does like really spicy stuff?
This from the sort of ash blonde woman, sort of in middle age for halfling, sitting at the corner, and the blonde gentleman is just this again. We do not get questions about this. You speak to her. You speak to her. There is a place called Hot Pots.
Ooh,
It specializes in spicy foods from all over the world. Listen, I imagine that you said you had a group, and I imagine that they will have different points of interest, and you should give them the opportunity to ask their questions.
I will grab the moment in as soon as I can.
Okay.
Bleh, sorry,
Yes,
having word
and
trouble.
Maddie, the younger redhead, she's just going. They just want an excuse to point out to the fact that we have a tip box. And the two blondes look at her. Is fair point. We put a lot of work into this. It's perfectly reasonable.
I
We don't
am
get paid
actually,
that much.
I am pulling 3 platinum.
That is possibly slightly a bit much.
And plunk and just offering it.
At which point, in Hoffling, because they clearly don't know you speak it, this is what you get for religious folks.
Well, yeah, a little bit.
Well, at the very least, you can pester your friends to fill the tip box. But yes, is there any other point of interest you might want to ask about?
From in my case, any other nightclubs besides the demony one?
There are many. It depends on the sort of thing that you're interested. Ooh, uh, if you and Matty is just if you are interested in following a certain religious line, you're not recommending prayers to. I am recommending prayers to Sune. Is is part temple, part uh entertainment establishment. One
Oh,
they there much of it is very much look but do not touch. They do some wonderful dance routines of varying types, but for a discerning clientele, uh, you may, if a certain dancer catches your fancy and they are wearing a red ribbon around their ankle, you may negotiate.
oh boy.
But then there is Basil Cell, and no matter what these lots say, I spend far more of my times off there than I do at the Flaming Floor. Is run largely by academy students and is how shall I put this? Experimental. The music is experimental. They have 3 different drinks menus. Uh, the kinds of light shows they put on is fantastic. Is very loud,
Yee.
but the gentlemen, there are things that are not just dancing. There is the Etel Gallery, is art, painting, sculpture, that kind of thing, is almost non-verbal riddles. And then there are more entertainment clubs that are not for the dancing. There is the Nightingale's Wing is very nice piano bar. A very, very classy establishment. You would need better clothes than that. Michael! Well, she would!
I am from middle of nowhere farming place.
And then there is Tasha's, which is a comedy club. Um, Anyone who actually uses the spell from which the club got its name are summarily banned for life.
I am going to warn the bards.
Please do
One of
that.
them has a tendency to do things that might cause that.
Can there's a bit more muttering, and Michael, the gentleman, is just, can we just remove him from this city? Michael! You know how I am with uppity bards! Yes, yes, I know. But is it? I am sure there is perfect amounts of entertainment in Bard literally and figuratively tripping over his own feet. Come on now.
feet that occasionally turn furry drop of a hat too.
They all just.
Didn't I get rid of?
I. And Maddie just looks out the window and
I am keeping an eye on things. I don't hear anything, but I'm keeping an eye.
yeah, you see this
You know-
bright red head just.
Did I
peek
see
out.
her give the 3 platinum?
No, you're too far away for
Damn
that.
it.
And she's got the back too, and it's her money anyway.
Yeah, but
No, you see nothing, but you until you see this nicely groomed
God,
head of carrot red hair just peek. Is that the bard sitting on that lady's shoulder?
Magic, magic happened, and it disagreed with his physical form.
There is actually a support group. Says the blonde woman. There is a support group for people whose magic has gone that badly wrong. It meets at the Conundrum Pavilion. Every 7 days. I think there is a meeting 2 days from now.
Okay. Final thing I gotta know: is there a place or places for adventurer types to gear up, as it were?
Okay. This from Michael. One thing that you must understand is there are rules. Only the guards go armed. If you must carry your weapons, they should be peace bonded. I figure Remy does that as a matter of course if she's not out and out preparing for a fight. But we do not sell weapons and armor and such like in the main shopping areas. Now, what the sorts of adventurer gear that we sell openly is the sort of thing that would be more for survival than for killing things. We do not focus on the killing things. If you want to focus on the killing things, you go to Belarus or you go to Alzor High. They're the ones that are known for the killing things. We are here to push the boundaries of magic and science and the combinations of the two. He used to, and Maddie's, he used to teach at the academy. Yes, then they made me retire.
Why though? This is
Because
awesome.
Because they have to retire you after 40 years of service because that much. There are physical and mental and emotional considerations that must be paid to staff members who are exposed to that amount of potential explosion, magical leakage, occasionally being turned into cockroach. That happened twice, you silly bint. Yes, but that's twice too many. Ask buddy individual over there. Yes, all right, you make a point. But for things along those lines, you might like the Explorer Society, if you do not mind the what the young people or what do the young people call this, Maddie? The steampunk aesthetic. I do not know what punk is. I do not care what punk is. Is gears and clockwork and it looks like Clockmaker exploded all over them. I do not understand.
My God, I love this.
But they sell maps and some survival gear and every gadgets.
Every gadgets. I'm going to have to look at this.
Is combination thieves tools, tinkerers tools. I'll fold it up
Hey.
into thing.
Very nifty.
Easier to carry around, but easier to lose.
Yeah, that's why if the group gets one, I'm not carrying it. I would lose that in seconds.
And in their it's mostly picnic equipment at the voyage home, but they do sell the incredible picnic haversack.
What?
Is like you know what bag of holding? Of course, you know what bag of holding is. Is
Mhm.
like limited bag of holding with 3 separate pouches. One is for utensils and things and holds a bit more, not as much as your typical bag of holding, but still a fair bit. One also holds a fair bit and keeps cool things cool and keeps them from decaying or going soggy. And one keeps warm things warm.
Huh.
So it's good for if you have a extensive picnic menu.
Mom and Mama would love that.
But mostly that is the sort of thing that people either they buy the thing for their wanderings or they go on the way out because it is where people go and they buy mementos of their stay.
Okay.
Did you want to call your boyfriends in there? The one with the white hair is peering.
I'm gonna look over my shoulder to see what everyone's doing.
They're milling.
Yeah.
Alice is still looking at Furseth like, I'm going to get words out of you.
I'm gonna go fetch them before they pull a me. I'll be right back.
Dare you?
And I'm wandering back out.
Yeah, saved by the hazel, because you've got a barbarian looking at you.
Found an information place,
We noticed.
and they had a
many
lot of information.
Friends, Hazel.
A little bit. There's someone in there who used to teach at the academy, and wow.
Used to?
Anyway, come on, everybody, with me. Let's go in, because you all have to find out whether or not what kind of places you want to go to. Because there's one bar that's run demon things, and another bar place that's all experimental magics, and it's all crazy stuff. And I'm already walking. Like if they follow, they follow. If not,
Hold up, you. Did you
Remy
tell
just sighed as she
Darwin? 'Cause they were
follows.
looking at me weird. I don't know if it wasn't Darwin they were looking at.
She's walking. Alice is walking. Remy is heaving a sigh and walking. So apparently no one's listening.
No, I'm talking to Hazel.
Yeah, Hazel started walking.
Hazel?
eh,
Never mind.
come on.
What was that about demons?
A bar
What
run.
are you talking about?
You walk in asking apparently about demons, and at which point you've got Michael blonde, somewhat on the old. Well, no, as you're walking into it's not that far away. But as you walk in, and he's going, "What about demons?" Oh, we are having the flaming floor discussion again. I told you it was a bad idea I suggested with looks that it was a bad idea to mention the flaming floor to a religious type. Yes, well, she is young. One is only young once.
Oh my
And then looks at Remy and just meep.
Remy gives him a major side eye.
Bright red-haired halfling just whoop under the desk.
No.
Which was it who didn't like cards? Was it the old gentleman?
Yes.
Is he giving Darwin, the rabbit the side up?
No, he's too busy looking at Remy and going, "You scared my assistant."
Remy? Why? She's not doing anything
oh,
harmful.
I'm sorry. I wasn't gonna do anything.
It's
She
it's
looks scary.
Abby.
looks you over. I know that symbol. That look from someone wearing that symbol and a peace bonded sword. Yeah, that would scare anyone. She is
Okay.
She's
buddy-
not going to hurt
The buddies
you.
just go, just
It's
like.
fine.
the. I understand that you and your friend are religious on the side of perhaps not approving of demon cults running nightclubs. I understand this. Believe me, I wish the place was not there either. But we were asked about the amenities. We told about the amenities. Maddie, will you get that from under there? No. No, thank you.
I trust that the governor wouldn't allow anything dangerous to a reasonable extent happen in their city.
Well,
so
we do not know
problem.
We do not know entirely what the governor is, but we do know that the governor is something powerful enough that if it was doing anything particularly harmful on a scale that was not consensual, is it, Maddie? Yes, but I'm not talking about that. The governor would destroy them if they tried anything funny. Apparently,
What else did you find out, Hazel?
I don't suppose the 3 platinum are still on the desk.
No, they're in
They're
they're in a
gone.
little box. There's a little tip box, and no, it is not a clear jar, so you can't see that either. You just there is just there is just tip jar. So yes, Hazel's been asked what else you.
There was also the basil. The
Basil cell.
experimental.
Basil
Thank you.
Cell. Yes,
Thank you.
is another nightclub. I promise it is not run by cultists. It is run by academy students.
That sounds unusual.
They have 3 drinks menus. There is Maddie, you're going to have to speak up at this point. And just quietly from under the desk, there is chill, there is hardcore, and there is Feywild. Feywild is not for the faint of heart.
Well, given what it's named after, I think.
And the other the one
Tasha's.
Did you really ask about club table?
No, she asked about other things. Excuse me. She asked a question. Let me answer the question, or take your furry bard outside.
The buddy just doesn't look like you.
Chill look that says nothing.
Tasha's is a comedy club, and looks at Bunny Irvin. If you try to use the spell from which the club got its name, you are barred for life.
The bunny has a look like, well, yeah, duh.
You give me that look with your furry face now, but 18 people have already been barred from the place for doing that.
If a bunny could facepalm.
Face Paul.
and prayers to Sooner.
At which point she looks at Hazel, grabs her by the shirt front, yoink. This from Alice. This from Alice. A. Please don't tell me you asked about what it looks very much like you asked about.
That wasn't what I asked specifically about, but then they told me anyway.
Did we have to bring it up?
Just turning red and incoherent.
At which point the older two halflings that are the ones that are still visible over the information desk are going. They take one good look at Alice and this whole situation and go, oh, yeah, we're not going anywhere near there. Okay.
Am I missing something?
At which point it's the blonde halfling woman who says is we call strip club and very high end brothel.
Okay, we will steer and clear of that place, won't we?
Wow, Hazel.
There was
Pat.
just evolves into squeaking.
Pat.
We
Okay.
were on topic and my brain went places. Sorry.
Doesn't it always?
Grab
He
by the back
doesn't
of the
look at
shirt.
it,
Yoink!
LSA, but
Walks her to a corner and sets her down. You are going to stand there, and you're going to let the rest of us ask questions. You had your turn.
Okay.
Thank you.
No,
Walks back.
did you say there was an elf among them?
Nope. Well, now it's two halflings and a squeaky
No,
little
no,
voice
no.
under the information desk.
No, she's not that mean. She won't.
So, does anybody have anything they want to ask about that isn't about my former place of employment?
I'm still dealing with the fact that I just heard the sentence "a nightclub run by demons."
Oh, I have a.
I'm just sort of looking down at myself, going,
It's probably a local thing, but is there any place here that does some this? And I pull out butterscotch, poke him out of the bag.
Well, we have a toy store, as Butterscotch paddling paws. Friends is the basic. Just
Adorable puppy.
let me have the friends. But yes, not quite like that, but there is Puzzled, is our local toy store, but we go more for the educational toys. Riddle books, puzzles, my first workshop kits, modeling clay. We actually have things where you can build your own stuffed animal. I think some of them can move in the more advanced sets, but
I see.
from under the desk. Also, there are slinkies. Will you come out from under there? No!
Remy's not going to hurt you, though.
I know, but I am still staying down here. Thank you. Yeah, the sigh is Remy and both of the older halflings. You guys recognize the look on their face. You wear it a lot when Hazel does something.
I'm just impressed that Remy just criticaled an intimidation check without actually making one.
Apparently. Anyone else?
nightclub. Maybe not that one club, but or the other that one. But could be nice.
At which point, Alice is just, okay, since we've all lost the thread here entirely, useful things. You know we have a bard. Do you have anything that does, like, musical shit? Well, there is Eclectic Light Orchestra. Yeah. If you're gonna, yeah, thank you. Yes, it's magitech powered musical instruments. So they are that might be something that is he going. How long is he going to be that way? We have no the fuck idea. Somewhere between 1 to 4 hours if patterns bear out. We don't know.
Ava just gives him, like, why did you tell us?
Okay. We've got toy stores. You wanna? Ava was asking for tourist stuff. Yes, we told your friend about the voyage home. Um, ask her to explain the incredible picnic haversack. Is a good thing, but also they do paintings of various sizes of the city at night and toy replicas of the little trolleys and models of the. You saw the train station, the clock.
Mhm.
Various smaller models of same and little things along those lines to serve as a reminder of your trip. Similarly, there is Silent Image. That is painters. You if you recount appropriately a moment, a memory, a thing, they will paint that moment, and it will move. So if it was a dinner, you would have the dinner happening. Obviously, we have many different clothing stores. I should probably leave you to explore unless you had any questions about any specific ones that you may have already seen.
Well, anyone else can't speak with animals? No, I don't think you do, do you?
The only one who can is the one who is the animal. Okay, Darvin. The place with the light up clothes. The place with the light up clothes. Yes, that is Fairy Fire. Is in the garment district. Is you have apparently seen it. There is not that much more to say. There are other places that do similar kinds of things, but Fairy Fire is the one that I would recommend for the best quality if you like that sort of thing. He glances over at Remy for a moment and goes, I don't know if you guys do this, but I know there was a place in Belarus. I used to look in the windows. Lingerie.
The buddy jaw just dropped.
Face red. Where'd that come from?
Look, these are the places where, if nothing else, consider flying and running around and jumping at things and swinging a massive fucking axe with an ill-fitting brassiere.
Yeah.
Lingerie
that
places will fit you properly.
Yeah.
Every female adventurer needs a couple of really good custom fitted. One asshole that I grew up with called them over the shoulder boulder holders, but I'm not going there. At which point the two halflings are snickering behind their hands. It doesn't seem to be malicious at her. And the woman is just going, you want Coeur d'Alene for that.
Nye just suddenly turns around and leaves the building.
Did I just mortify him out of the room?
I think so.
I think you did.
Broke him again.
Well, we will put him back together. Stronger, faster, less brain breaky.
Yeah. You want me to start, or do we wait until
I
later?
think we've probably got everything we need, so I don't want to leave him on his own out there.
The
Uh,
6
Yeah.
platinum elf.
I want to ask about something quick. It's been a while since I've had a good spar with someone. Is there any place in the city that does that?
Now we roll the hand of fate. There's
And hope they
pondering.
don't follow the first rule of Fight Club.
God, that was awful.
At which point, there's like, well, there is a temple of the four elements, on closer on the cliffs and up a little ways away from the from the sky trolleys. They go when they want to attune to the feel of earth and air in such conjunction. You might find something there, but beyond that, we do not tend to encourage that kind of violence anywhere but in mandated spaces.
It's fair.
But I am sure that you could find a decent spar if you went there. You might want to check in anyway. Who knows? At which point the woman goes, I'm sorry, you dress like a monk.
You were spot on.
Is there anything else we can help you with? Alice drops a couple of gold in the tip jar. Thanks very much. Sorry for the. At which point, Michael is just no. This is funnier than anything I have seen at Tasha's. Thank you for the entertainment. Come on, let's.
The little bunny bows as much as he can from a shoulder.
If unless anyone else has anything else, let's go check
I
on
think
Nye.
we're good.
Sorry about
Yeah.
the whole me thing. Thank you for everything. Have a good day.
No, it's not. At which point the halfling woman, it's not us. You probably want to apologize to. I think your friend is trying to get away from that.
I have a running list of apologies to make.
Well, it's better than not thinking you ever have to apologize for anything in your entire life. So it's good. Enjoy your stay in Egref.
Thank you again. Have a good day.
At which point you get
Thank you.
Alice sort of walks up to Nye and goes, "Sorry, it's kind of a fact of life of being a woman adventurer."
No, not sorry. It was not specifically that. That was just like glowing clothing and nightclubs run by demons and this whole place. I'm not supposed to be
It was
here.
a lot.
I'm supposed to be in a forest somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm supposed to be in a forest somewhere. This is
Pat,
Little too
Pat.
weird.
Pat. Hold on just 1 second. Stay there, keep him calm. And walks back into the tourist place.
Night.
Walks out. Alice walks out and says, "You guys are coming with me."
Just
And-
give him a minute.
No. If he needs a place to calm down, which means he needs to come with me.
Wait.
Okay.
So I'm going to help Nye along.
sort of in that following because there's nothing
Yeah.
else to do by default mode.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does involve a bit of a trolley ride to the shopping district, but there's a small building, and even over the sounds of the various bits of traffic and things, you can hear birdsong.
That's probably some kind of mechanical bird, isn't it?
Just come with me. The sign on the top is not lit up. There's a couple of floodlights that would switch on at night to illuminate, but it literally just says Druid Craft. At which point, walks in with holding Nye by the wrist, with her free hand, flicks a couple of gold onto the counter. This one needs to be in your greenhouse now. The gnome sitting at the counter is just okay, and just drags Nye through and pulls him a little bit ahead of her and gentle nudge into. It's not a forest exactly, but there's trees and there's flowers.
I've sort of like slowly followed them in after I watched that go.
Alice just blocks Hazel's. Now we give him a minute.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to see if, just wanted to make sure
Are we
you
all there?
done the
Well,
thing.
it depends.
Just need to
Are
make
you
sure
going
that-
in? Are you going into the shop? It's sort of a long rather than deep shop because everything in the back is open air. Well, almost open air. There's sort of a canopy of glass over.
I guess I would be with Hazel and Alice.
Also, Alice, about earlier, I'm
It's
sorry
o-
for having a me moment.
That's okay. You're gonna have me moments, and I'm gonna have me reactions, and as long as we know that basically we're cool, as far as I can tell, that's what she hesitates over words. Like people who are like we are do.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, I'm looking for somewhere to sit down. Or, better case, fall over somewhere that won't crush something.
Well, there, like I said, there are trees and there's some clear spaces by the roots.
Thud.
Anyway, you're probably
Deep breaths.
going to want to check this place out anyway, Hazel. Apparently they do seeds of indigenous plants and flowers. And you'll see that most of the front is like flower and gardening shop.
Ooh, Mama and Mama would definitely like this too.
Ava's got a
And I'm starting to browse, just like almost subconsciously, just starting to browse.
and Ava's got a light paw on the shoulder, just like tap 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 tap,
What's wrong with you?
and like
You want to get down?
Is this in the shop?
I just wanted down because I wasn't sure how long time was. So
You've still got another 20 minutes before you have to worry about it.
well, I'm on the ground.
At which point she sort of picks you up and walks to the door with the greenhouse in it and sort of gently.
Oh.
You just got dumped in the greenhouse.
I'll hop over to Nye.
Semi-gelatinous, very relaxed elf at the foot of this tree.
He's gonna like
Scotch after them.
I'll get like not right next to Nye, but just like a couple of feet away, just chilling.
You know, a rabbit is
This
okay.
puppy that jumps on the.
Yeah, the thing is that a rabbit is probably fitting for the setting that we're supposed to be letting Nye reset. I don't think a plush dog. But if she's let Butterscotch out, it's already glump 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 glump.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
getting my face washed, aren't I?
Well, it doesn't have a tongue.
Doesn't have a face.
Why would
like
you make
that.
a plush dog without a tongue?
It does have a tongue, it's just not.
Well, actually, what Butterscotch does is pounce on Darvin.
Uh-oh.
Bunny face into the dirt.
Reach over, lift.
Paddling. Well, pause.
No. Friend bunny.
You're getting the saddest look. Chase kind of look.
Oh.
No.
Tail.
What
After
tail
getting the
wagging?
After getting most of the dirt out of my nose.
Boy, his nose has been through a lot today, and vice versa.
Hazel's found some interesting variants on herbs that she knows are in the kitchen garden at home. Some berries she's never even heard of, and various crops she's not entirely sure would grow in Hearthhome, but
I am assembling a selection and headed to the counter.
she'll wind up with about 5 silvers worth of knowing Hazel. Between flowers and berries and herbs and all sorts.
Yep.
And when she's done, just about done with her selection, human.
Prestidigitation on the face to get rid of the last of the dirt. That's
You.
better.
Oh. And he takes it as a signal to
You
get
might-
up.
Oh, you don't have to. I'll go and.
It seems like a good time.
Okay. How are
I'm
you
better
feeling?
now.
Good. Good.
Just cities and deserts and trains and
Mhm.
planes and
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
all right. Where are the rest of them?
Oh, they're out there.
Putting the dog down.
Come on, Butterscotch.
Bloom, 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 and wham into the glass door. So you know what happens when you smush a teddy bear's face, and then squeak down the.
I should
I'll
feel
pick him
horrible
up
for
and
laughing at that. Oh no.
I'll pick him up and open it. I'm sorry, Butterscotch. I didn't expect you to move that quick. I'm sorry. I'm apologizing to a plush dog. Ava here. You're tragic, little Butterscotch.
You know how sometimes their noses are stuck where they're still.
Uh-huh. You might need to.
Point his nose.
Yeah, his nose is scrunched in.
Looks like mine did earlier.
It looks kind of like a bulldog now.
What is
Pull
with
it out.
noses today?
Eventually, after some wriggling,
There you go.
and the tail just a complete reset of yay, all is good. My person is here. All is good.
Apparently, following your nose today is not a good thing.
At which point, Alice sort of goes over to Nye and goes, "If you need a reset again while we're here, you know where this place is now."
Yeah, thanks. Good thinking.
If I wish I'd known you were having that hard a time coping. It's not like I don't know.
I didn't think I was. It's just like
Everything hit all at once.
what the wordsmith said.
Yeah,
I'm getting better.
To be fair, I should have guessed. And when I turned up north, it was. I mean, there were so little growing things, and so few people, and white as far as the eye could see, and I wasn't doing all that great anyway. So I think we kind of understand each other there too.
Mm.
And it took me a while. I didn't have somewhere that convenient, insofar as this is convenient, but it does mean that I at least had some idea of what might help. So seriously, don't wait until you're clutching your head and freaking, okay? It'll be better once we get across the cliffs anyway. It's not forest until you hit, what, Cedar Grove, was it? Not, real forest. But
Yeah.
at least it's a little less this.
Yeah, this is a bit much even for me.
This place is a lot, yeah.
Funnily enough, the one that seems to be coping best is Hazel. Yeah, as she turns around from the from the counter with her bag of seed packets.
Oh,
I got things for home.
nice. Good thinking.
I'm going to turn back to the counter. Do these need anything specifically to keep them from going, say, bad?
They are seeds. No.
Always figured I'd check just to make absolutely sure.
I mean, they will probably lose potency in several years, but
Yeah, okay.
I am
Yeah.
assuming that you will plant them before then.
Yeah.
Beyond that, they are charmed to adapt to the types of soil in which they will be planted. There are limits, obviously, but it sounds as if you are growing them in similar enough climate, if not necessarily similar enough soil.
Growing them mostly in a place.
I know the accent.
Oh,
Ah,
yeah, good.
nice.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yes, do not over-explain.
Hmm.
Oh,
You do that.
That was yeah.
why is he laughing at me?
She
No.
does do that.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Usually, I'm the one being told not to over-explain.
Well, you don't do that either. Then
Fair. Shall we go?
Yeah, Gnome is just looking at you all expectantly. In that, are you buying anything else?
Right, you done, Hazel? You got everything?
I'm all set.
Shall we?
Alright.
So, I heard-
Alice does pause long enough to go. That 2 gold. Anytime he needs to come back here, he comes back here. He's not going to cause any trouble. Okay? Okay. I do not argue with Lady with Big Axe, even when it is peace bonded. Smart man!
I wouldn't.
Walks out.
As we go out, Hazel, just one
Yeah.
thing. You can chime in if I'm overstepping, Darwin, but maybe don't tell whoever you meet about his. You know?
Oh, I'm fine. It's okay.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Apparently, people
it's-
think I'm a bunny by I'm a bunny by default.
Those were the stories going around Belarus. Apparently, I don't know if
Yeah.
they've got as far as Egref yet, but
I
honestly,
mean,
it might well be better if Hazel sets the record straight a little bit.
yeah,
well,
or, you know.
Because
Either
I
way.
don't
I
tell him
guess.
every little detail. All I say is magic happened, and now he turns into a bunny sometime.
yeah,
It saves a lot of trouble.
I guess.
Because then we would have to explain we're carrying a bunny and expecting an extra room.
I guess.
And like when we were on the train, remember? When I had to explain why I'm buying an extra ticket.
That's
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, particularly if he hasn't turned for the day yet, it's easier to explain to all the people so they
Yeah, I
don't
guess that's true.
freak out that all of a sudden, boom, rabbit.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of the noise, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's this weird sort of popping noise.
Like
think-
an inverse pop one way and a pop the other way.
And because I did roll decently, I waited until we were outside the shop and the door closed before I glanced over at what Hazel's holding and said in Elvish and quietly, "Magic seeds now?"
Yeah, I know. I was confused by
Ava
that.
giggles because she knows Elvish too.
Well, and yeah, I know, right? I was confused too. But that's in common.
It-
Makes
Yeah.
him bloom better, I guess.
what are
How
we
many-
talking about now?
Oh,
9.
the
Oh.
fact well, go ahead, Nia. If you want to.
You
Just-
brought it up.
Just magic seeds now.
Well, I get the impression because I mean, look at the name on the shop. I don't think the seeds themselves are magic exactly. I think it's just they've been druid nurtured, and for laymen like us, that's the easiest way to explain it.
Yeah.
Fair. That's
'Cause
fair.
there's-
That makes sense.
Oh.
Is not all magic is that weird arcane stuff that
Or
changes
divine, or
changes the universe based on your whims, like Darwin does, or it's not based on faith, like my magic that I get from Paylor. Some of it's just from nature, like what you remember Andri, how she turned into a bear, her sort of thing.
Yep.
yeah, druid magic.
It's just attuning with nature the way Frosa does to elements,
Yep.
and
What?
Yeah.
that's it. That's his monk deal. You know how he does that whole thing where he makes this like vine of water and whips it at things.
Yeah.
How did you think he did that?
It's
Yeah, he's not a wizard; he's a monk.
and Froseth, correct me if I'm wrong, please, because I might be. That's not a dragon thing,
No, the only dragon thing is the breath.
He's a Froseth. He can just do that.
right? Congratulations, Froseth. You're a noun.
Have I
I
been
guess
known
so.
before?
We are. Well, we're all very singular individuals. You gotta say that.
I'm not.
Accurate.
Oh, you are.
How
Nice.
are you not? You
Oh.
are a Nye. There-
He's
Sorry,
being
thank you.
facetious, guys. And
Sorry,
with the out of character hands, that was we are all individuals. I'm not. Old frickin' Monty Python. You know what? It's weird. A generation on, Monty Python's doesn't ting all the bells for everybody anymore.
Mm.
We're getting old.
Mm. I'll be honest. This took me a second.
Yeah, I barely caught it on. I was like, that's definitely a reference, but I forgot to what.
Memes have moved on. That was meme before there was like memes on Tumblr. So
Or live
God.
journal.
oh great,
Oh
we're
God.
we're in Egref, the city of you know magitech and futurism, and already you're talking in memes.
If I see any cats with impaired English, I'm going in the other direction entirely. Or for that matter, dogs with impaired English.
So wait, we're in a GeoCity?
That one hurt.
I'm sorry! I had to.
No, you really didn't. I'm having flashbacks now. Could you all just
God.
find
All I
somewhere
see-
else to proceed to now, please,
All I see
guys?
is and make sure there aren't any animated under construction signs in front of it either.
Mm.
Oh my
I'm
Hey, what was
just
that
going to-
music place?
Yeah, let's either go. We want to
Who
go
has a
either
map? Who has a
I-
map?
There
Eclectic
or-
something?
Eclectic Light Orchestra, or this place called Explorers Society, because they do a thing called an Every Gadget that's like Thieves' Tools and Tinker's Tools
Oh.
in one.
Hey, that means I can replace my fucking thieves' tools. 'Cause you
Yeah.
still have them.
Where do we want to?
Pointing
Well,
at
yes,
Darvin.
I know, and if you wanted them back, you could have had them.
This sounds better.
Yeah,
Hey, look,
Explorers-
dude! At the time, I didn't even know I was staying.
True. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating that if you'd wanted them, you could have had them back. That would have been fine. But
Yeah,
yes, you're right.
because I have a tradition of asking for gifts back. If they're not like 500 gold.
Just out of curiosity, why do you need thieves' tools?
Because they're what you need to disarm traps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, isn't that more? I mean, I'm sure you're in that sort of.
She's got that look again.
Me?
Ava, you're going into places you shouldn't.
I grew up with thieves.
Fair enough.
In fact, I was small enough to get into places they couldn't, so I had to do the thieving. And when it turned
Right,
out
you
to
did
be
mention that.
useful to keep from dying to traps, I kept it up.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Didn't mean to offend you. I was just.
You didn't. It's not that long ago that it's sending my
Hey.
brain on trains I don't want them to be on right now.
Let's
And all of a
go
sudden
to
you
the-
realize
Let's
it's
just-
only been a couple of days since she literally decapitated her father.
Yeah, let's just come on. Moving.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
Come on, let's
stomp,
just
stomp,
go.
Stomp, stomp.
I've already followed up. I don't know where the explorer thingy is, but we're gonna go there.
I
Wherever
have
it is.
pulled out the map. I've walked up to Alice and I'm like showing and starting to try and figure out where the place is based on the map.
Yeah, Alice is just I'm not map person. Just
Oh yeah, Nye.
Right,
Let
right.
me
Come here.
have a-
I need your help.
And I missed this entirely because I rolled a 1.
Nye, come here. I need your help.
What's up? Okay.
We're gonna be looking for a place called Explorer Society, and we're trying to find it on this. And I'm showing him the map.
honestly, it's not that hard to spot. It's just that she rolled a 2 and is really too pissed off to do much of anything right now.
Let me have a look. See if I can get it well.
Honestly,
we're
both of you are perfectly able to find it.
Yeah, we're here. It's there.
Yeah,
That
right on.
way.
Okay, let's do this. And I am leading the way based on their map directions.
And you actually are starting to recognize this road as you're going down, because remember that shop with that is a very tall hat?
Yes.
That's the Explorer Society.
It's the hat.
And the coat with the
hat.
You get bopped with the map.
Ow.
Does it look like the Weasleys with basically?
No, it looks like any. You remember when you remember at MCM Comic Con there was this
Yeah.
one big booth that was like steampunk R2D2 and all those bits of kit. I don't know if you walked past it, but it was almost
Might have.
impossible to miss.
Yeah.
But it's like that. There's a lot of aviator hats with goggles and
Okay.
top hats and long leather duster coats of the airship pirate variety, and
Which Darwin is like, hey.
actually it
You
looks
want
kind
one?
of similar to the coat that Alice gave Nye, just without the
That's
extra
what I was about to mention.
without the extra bits of
Belts and buckle and strap and
Yeah.
gadgets and
and
loops and hooks and.
and metal, basically. Yeah.
Hey, Darvin, what? You want one?
Debating. There's a little.
Let's go have a look then. And in I go.
I mean, I was gonna go in. I was gonna go in. Okay, never mind.
I
I'm
follow.
Everybody in.
I followed after Hazel because I was gonna go in any. Oh, okay. Yeah. I wanted to check out the jacket. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it at the front is the clothing, and there really is the waistcoats and the jackets and the hats of various types and flight goggles and these kind of nifty lockable leather-bound diaries, and that's as you're edging towards the back, because at the back there's a few cartographers' tables. A couple of them with people actually sitting at them, drawing maps, and there's just racks of maps, some of them, currently drying out towards the back. That's apparently very much an academics kind of place.
Wow.
And
I'm
at
just
the counter is in the center of the room, and it's sort of a rectangular all the way around. There's one human, two gnomes, and a halfling who appears to be in charge. And in the corners, there's displays of what little little sign backed with turning gears lists as the every gadget. Basically, it's a Leatherman.
I'm getting one of those.
Likewise.
anyone else?
but I
I'm just being like sort of prim, proper,
Mhm.
trying to stay away from anything that I might knock over, sort of deal.
I'm also looking at the maps just to see if they have like one of like the whole like not just Egref but the one that has all of them, like Egref and Belarus and whatnot, but like one of the bigger ones that's like more decorative that you put on a wall.
The entirety of Equitas then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't find anything particularly decorative. If you ask at the counter, the human will say, we do some of these things, the more decorative ones. Is this is for the working man.
Ah, okay. Fair.
But our cartographers here, they do the more decorative types, which they then sell to the voyage home, which is a place where you buy reminders of your trip, and they sell
Okay.
them there. They
Okay.
are more suited to display.
Exactly.
These
Excellent.
are also going to be terribly expensive because they are on very special, very fine leathers from
Right.
Alamaver, because they need to be able to withstand weather and
Right.
that kind of
Travel.
thing. But this is wall decoration. They even do a tapestry version.
Oh, lovely. I'm very impressed.
But you would have to look at the voyage home.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, definitely. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Alice,
Didn't you want to ask about the coat?
Oh, I was going to go take a closer look at it myself first.
Alice, meanwhile, is rummaging through a couple of the clothing racks and comes out with effectively a armload of cloth, which is like leather, velvet, and linen. Chucks it at Hazel, turns her around, and nudges her towards what seems to be a changing area. Try that on.
I'm just complying. I have a thing I want to ask the proprietor people later, but I'm gonna do what Alice says right now.
Smart.
What
Smart
she
Hazel.
what Alice has come out with for Hazel is, the kind of lady adventurer kind of thing that you get with the. So you get this smart little bolero jacket in a deep green that complements the bow, with a nice linen shirt with minimal ruffle at the front, waistcoat in velvets just to complete the whole thing, and a pair of deep green leather trousers.
Nice.
She'd need,
There's just
and funnily enough, the color goes quite well with her boots of haste.
and
Come
I'm
out
sort
and
of
let us have a look.
out I get, and I'm twirling just a little bit.
That's really good, Hazel.
That's amazing.
You have a great eye, I
Place
would
is awesome. Oh
And
my god, this place
pretty
is
much-
amazing.
Like pretty much similar to something that I was kind of looking at too, because I like the waistcoats. I like the long coat, the combo. That's nice. Damn, Alice, good eye.
You have a great eye, yeah.
Well, she needed something she could move in, and a little bit of fluff because I noticed the mental images when we passed that place with the, the ruffles and the. But she couldn't wear that. She could admire someone who did, but she wouldn't wear it.
Yeah, I get you.
So
I get
that's
you.
about that would go with that fluffy kind of look. And honestly, at least partially, I can't wear that. I can't pull it off. She can. She should.
That's true. That's fine.
So now Darvin's looking through trying to find like
So
a waistcoat, shirt, maybe some pants, and to go along with one of the long coats because I'm like, yeah,
we're going full on dapper at this point.
Yes, actually, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Meanwhile, Nye is just hanging back and looking at the maps.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
Or just admiring.
No, I think I have a fairly good idea.
Oh,
Seeing if I recognize any of the forests. Is there such a thing as a general map of the whole, world?
One of the cartographers looks up and says, there is, although there are some spots that are largely unexplored. We fill in as much as we can, and adventurers and explorers will come back with more news and more pieces of maps. But on the whole, there are some parts, particularly in the Shattered Lands, that no one has completely explored and come back to tell the tale.
I'm not entirely sure how to phrase this question, but is there one which shows, say, major historical elven encampments?
Oh, we are more on the geographical and the current.
Would you know who I should, if there's someone in this, someone I should add?
Historians, you would need to go to the mill for the silver vault.
Mm.
They keep all the records. We focus on making sure that people will not be surprised when they go exploring.
Of course, thank you. And I'm going to go look at the hats.
Okay, so people can have a think about what they're actually going to do in the Explorer Society beyond this. And we're a little bit past that time anyway. We will take our 5-minute break, and when we come back, we'll possibly move on from Steampunk Paradise. And we're back. Currently, the Cupcake Coterie are in the Explorer Society, a shop in Egref that specializes in steampunky kinds of things. Hazel is currently being handed 6 gold by Alice, going, "That's apparently what the outfit costs." Pat, pat.
I'm
I'm gonna.
grabbing. I'm grabbing. The idea was the coat, waistcoat, something. The shirt, some shade of purple that would set off everything else. Probably a lighter color trouser, maybe like a not black but like lighter gray. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and a hat of some sort.
Uh, Basically, you get Alice looking at the things you're picking up and going, "Dude, you're supposed to be a tailor. Wait there." Pulls out a black coat with with iron to silver kind of fixtures and fittings. The sort of a soot gray trousers and waistcoat, and it's not a very vibrant purple. It's more of a dusty kind of a shade, little bit more purple version of what you've got on your chair
Mm-hmm.
there, and the hat and the jaunty bright purple feather in the brim with goggles on the top, and just
Yep. Perfect.
she rolled a 19 on that, so ta-da!
Perfect. This and the what was it called again?
The every gadget.
The every gadget. Yes, that. So
Yeah.
I will ask at the table how much for the outfit and the every gadget and call it done for me.
Because you've got the hat and the extra coat, and a lot of what you're
Oh.
doing is
Yes.
leather. You are looking at 10 gold total.
I can do that. I will mark that off.
Ava's
I'm
running her
going-
hand down a dark, deep blue coat that reminds her of the colours of wear.
Okay, I figure we're probably going to want to discuss where we head next. So
Yeah.
Darvin's
I'm
been
gonna-
shopping. I've just got to pick up my own every gadget. So meet you in a second.
Uh-huh.
I'll go ahead and step outside.
While Alice is dealing with the every gadget, and I've paid the clothing.
No,
I'm-
oh yeah, with the yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm going to ask whoever's like I'm dealing with with the cash. I'm basically gonna I apologize in advance. I'm a bit new in town, and I understand that there are rules. I'm just very curious about things that a ranger would use, anything like bows or that sort of thing, because we have someone like that in our group, and I've been wanting to get them something special.
Make me a persuasion check.
Oh dear.
And I stepped outside. Bloody hell.
Hey, she's not that bad with charisma.
Here we go.
Did you get a look? You're very lucky that the every gadget was not the only thing that Alice was going to be picking up, because Alice turns up back at the counter with the jacket that Ava was fondling, and the every gadget, and she puts down the 5 gold total that is, and then an extra gold. Answer the question.
Oh.
You want barrel and bolt is a little bit off the beaten track, is more close to the residential districts. Uh, it actually pulls out a map. Remember this because somebody else has your map apparently, and points out on the map. It's not actually that far from from the Riddler stump. So it's just on the if you look, it's just sort of on the edge of the shopping district, sort of there.
Sort of,
You're
sorry,
muted, Ethan, which is probably
sorry,
just as
show
well
again, 'cause
because
I
you're.
had.
It's probably just as
Oh,
well because you're talking out of turn again. Right there.
sorry.
That's why I generally mute.
Damn it. Do that again one last time. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just every time I bring Discord up to see you guys, I can't see the map.
Okay, but yeah, you see it. It's just in that little wedge area. Yeah, it's
Yep.
sort of right on that corner. Where you-
Wunderbar.
And sticks the every gadget in a pocket, and you go out first. I want somebody to be taking all the attention before I hand this over,
Gotcha.
or while I hand this over.
And I'm going to wander out and again twirl because I'm still very giddy about the outfit. This is awesome. Gods, I love this city.
Golf
You
clap
do really
from,
good in
from
it.
Darwin. Golf clap. Golf clap.
Aw.
Are you going to mention the place?
So, Ava, there's
Yeah.
a place that I think you would like. It's called the Barrel and Bolt. It does things that you've shown fondness for. The whole bow and arrow thing, possibly
Oh,
like mine.
Alice has stepped out by that point,
that's weird. I
and
thought
just
that was sort of
it
there as a rule.
every rule can be bent if you know how.
Hmm.
And basically the rule seems to be that you don't talk about it. It's not in the main areas, but it doesn't mean it's
That's-
not there.
First rule of Fight Club: don't talk about Fight Club.
What?
Never mind.
Look, I come from Belarus. The question isn't so much what for fight clubs. The question is which.
Oh.
Also here. I hands over the coat.
Alice
Hey.
is awesome. Get used to it.
You didn't need to.
You
Well-
didn't see the look on your face.
She didn't need to do this either, and I'm jealous of my own outfit, but she did it anyway.
I almost put it in my bag there to try it. So
Yeah, she got the ideal fit. There is something in the pockets too, by the way. Gloves, and they're specialized for a bowman, so they've got the first two fingers cut off so that you don't destroy them on a bowstring, but they keep more of the rest of your hands warm than just a pair of fingerless gloves.
thank you, Alison.
Well, I figure this is absolute repayment for wanting to spend time at the at this Quarterly Anne's place. Lingerie?
Speaking of, when do we head shall we head there next?
Yeah, I figure that the place that Hazel was asking about, we're probably gonna want to hit more towards the end of business hours, because again, you don't want to necessarily be seen going into more. I guess it's not black market as much as gray market
Mhm.
weapon spots. So yeah, cool.
And
That's
I'm
no
also
question.
thinking
Where was
if
it?
we're hitting Quarterly Ends, didn't we see a place that was all like corsets and stuff that you said you liked, Alice?
It's probably in the same basic district, so we'll have a wander in that general direction. But yeah, basically, I just want some underthings.
Yeah.
Where
And
was
I
the? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's it. The way I figure it is, you've got the map. You can find your way around to places moderately easy from that point. I just haven't marked them all because if I did, you wouldn't be able to see the actual map
Right.
from the various bits and spots. Coeur d'Alene's is kind of a tall building, but for you guys anyway. It's three stories. Uh, the ground floor is basic off the rack kind of stuff. There's a sign that basically says that the next floor up is you know, that's where you go to be fitted, and I'll says like, well, that's where I'm heading. But mostly the ground level is unsuitable for everyday wear. And she's really not paying all that much attention to it. It's if I get that there's a style and substance thing, but I think you can actually have function and look good instead of she picks up this thing that looks more like a handkerchief than anything else, a pure lace. It's like you can't wear that.
Remy watches very intently.
I'm sure I can get something similar that will not fall apart after one day's wear. Then again, maybe that's the appeal. I don't know.
Yeah,
Actually,
Darwin just kind of glances in and takes one. You know what? I'm gonna wait outside.
Rosette was already waiting outside.
Yeah. I walked in far enough to like do a 360 or actually walk in, do like 180 and continue that 180 until I'm out the door. It's like,
there is there is a smaller shop next door that's gentlemen's undergarments, by the way. But it's a lot simpler.
So you Grandpa Simpsoned it.
Yeah, basically. Walked in, put the hat on the rack, grabbed the hat off the rack, turned around, walked out. Yeah.
And given he has the hat, he can actually do that. And given the height of his hat, he probably had to take it off to get in the door. Anyway, yes. So, ladies, do we want to see if we can get something fitted?
gods, yes. Praise Paylor for this establishment.
Yeah, they when they get up, there's four halfling women. Two of them are stacking shelves. One of them is a much older halfling, gray hair in a rather elaborate bun. As she looks at you guys and turns around to Hazel. Who made your brazier? That would have been Mama.
Mama?
She has a very good eye. This must fit for you quite well. So
Yeah.
we will not have to work so hard with you. You three. Oh, you poor darlings.
Oh boy.
No. This is all wrong. No. Come. Who shall be fitted first? I guess that would be me, because two of you are just kind of staring right now.
Ava's still like red in the face.
Look, I have like zero body shame. To be fair, Remy's probably on the end of not hugely about that, unless it's getting into too much of the personal, because she's had to change in some pretty intimate circumstances.
More Alice, I think.
Yeah. But Alice, of course, is just shirt off without much, with no fanfare to speak of, and this halfling woman is going, oh, that no, where did you get this? Look, Alzorhai was not exactly known for its bespoke lingerie, okay? Fair enough. But we will do something about this, because please do not take this the wrong way, but you have a glorious bosom, and this is a travesty. Yeah, I just couldn't wear the supportive that I had in my last job to to go adventuring. Trust me. Fair
I'm
enough.
Presentation.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the only thing I can think. I'm sorry.
She does the fitting. It's quite. It doesn't take as long as you might think. It's the usual halfling sort of. If it's anything homey, it gets done in half the time. And turns around. Claire and Leanne will find you something to your liking. Who is next?
Ava, go. And I'm just forcing the very red-faced noble first. For a noble, you're really not used to this.
Yeah, to be fair, it was only the shirts that you really got fitted for. No common tailor would put their hands upon you in such a familiar fashion.
Yeah. Which is why she's so tomato faced.
Please, to be removing the shirt.
Off with it.
Why you guys are making me do this? I mean, I get the logic behind it, really.
Yes, no, but you see, I do not know how invested you are in both the protection and the appropriate display of your assets. But if you look, you have them all squished, dear. That cannot be comfortable.
Oh, that happened. I'm okay.
I'm not.
I'm alive.
Okay. So yes, the fitting happens. Remy is currently being distracted by Alice just sort of demonstrating the various bras in her proper size and going, "What do you think?"
I love how she has that.
Well, I'm sorry. To consider where she worked, she has
Yeah,
worn
I know.
she has worn less than this and been in public. So she's
I wish I had that confidence.
and the fitting happens. It's like, okay, Claire and Leanne will be helping you as well now. But shoves you over. That brazier must be burned. Is horrible. Who is next, please?
Remy, your turn.
Remy steps up.
If I do it, you too.
Oh no, you're over there having bras that suit your general complexion foisted on you, and the first one you try on, it does actually feel a lot more comfortable. I can imagine that given how much back and shoulder muscles is used in drawing a bow, you can very much feel the difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, Remy goes through about the same thing with hers going, yours is not bad, but there could be a little bit more support in lift. Okay?
Alright.
Nudge, shove.
If you say so.
I love that so many of the players are boys, but thing.
There's only two, but that's still and
Still half of them.
and then
Maybe half.
all right then. I am interested to see what your mama has produced for you.
And just going with it.
Yeah, well, it's the little bolero jacket and the waistcoat and the shirt.
Like this, okay. Whew.
Yes, fits well, but we could do with a bit more of the showing off and the prettiness and something to, because clearly that outfit is new. Something that will match that. Yes, shoves in that general direction.
Oh boy! I've grabbed my stuff as I'm getting shoved. Like, oh boy, here we go.
So yeah, I mean, what you wind up with is, I mean, Remy is given very much the, well, let's face it, the kind of bras that I tend to go for, which is straight colors, black or white. White for when you're wearing something that would show through a white shirt. Um, Practically sports bras, basically,
Mm-hmm.
with like, but the uh, rather pale blonde. Apparently, Leanne does sort of edge over to her and go, I know that you are very much the active and the simplicity, but I cannot help but notice that you and the blonde, I thought that perhaps we might offer you something that was a little bit more showy.
Well,
her
more that
her
we're tr- travel a lot.
well,
I mean, if we lived in the city, I would be very interested. But
surely for special occasions, and if you are stopping for more than one night.
mm,
At which point she just sort of
yeah,
chucks this really pretty but still fairly plain white silk edged in a bit of lace with matching panties. Just try that. And boom.
yep, yep, okay.
Very much the please don't eat me expression. But yeah, the by the end of it, I figure all things considered, because custom fitting and that kind of situation, you're looking at a gold each for like 3 basic sets that'll last you a good long time and 1 fancy set.
You said 3 gold each? Or did I mishear that?
Sorry, a gold 1.
Uh,
But for 3 sets of brawn panty sets that will actually withstand the traveling and be properly fitted. Trust me and Marion when we say that a well-fitted bra can make all the difference. And
glory to proper under things.
and 1 fancy set of your general choosing, although Alice is very much trying to decide exactly which one that she in the end wants, but eventually ends up with this sort of pale off gold translucent kind of set. Very simple, no lace or anything, but the color is almost reminiscent of the wings. Lace itches.
I won't disagree with you there.
Okay.
I'm not going to mention how I know, but yes.
Come on, let's go rescue the guys before, I don't know.
Before one of them melts.
Well, they all went outside, so I'm just hoping that Nye hasn't melted down, or Furseth hasn't gone into that staring off into the middle distance fugue thing he did again. And I don't know. I am thinking I'm gonna stop downstairs, so go and see if you can find the rest of the guys, and I'll be with you in a second.
Gotcha. And I am headed out to find the dude squad.
Okay.
I don't figure they've gone all that far, so probably looking
No.
in windows, but
Yep. Darvin is looking in the window of the little place that you said was next door.
yeah, I mean,
Right.
it's gentlemen's underthings. They're pretty basic. There's a couple with, there's some that look like really short trousers. Some have like designs on them. There's one set that's just patterned with music notes.
Mine. No, I'm not kidding. Mine. I'm buying them. I saw the music notes. Was like, I gotta have that. That's gotta be mine. So I will go in and ask and inquire.
Yeah, that's only gonna run you like 5 coppers.
Okay, yeah, I'm totally snagging them.
And I mean,
After he's come out of this.
there's plenty in other colors, other shades. These are not the kinds of. I mean, I'm trying to think what under things you guys would that guys would have, but it's probably just very much.
Utilitarian, very, very much utilitarian a lot of the time.
But probably not as much the boxers.
No.
But yeah, you've got a human gentleman in a with a Belarusian accent going. I get more than one pair of those. They're actually great for sleeping in.
All right. Well, hell, for that price, let's go ahead and get 3.
Actually, it's 3 for a silver. So
Perfect. Even better. Appreciate it.
As he's leaving, I'm just going to basically zip over. So, found the closest place yet?
Do what? What now? Sorry.
yeah, they've been in there for like half an hour.
I would figure at least one of you's found the Coterie place by now. Where are the other two anyway?
Mm-hmm. They were outside when I came in here.
Frozeth would still be outside.
Hey, Froseth.
I don't know how you heck you missed them.
What?
Can you see the Coterie from that height?
Make me a perception check, Frozeth.
I had to. He's the tallest guy here.
Fair
really?
question. That's hilarious. And that is so Hazel. Wow.
Yeah, it's actually down the end of the block. You can tell because you were only a few doors. It was only a few doors down from the glowy place, and you can see the glowy place from there too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just down that way.
Oh.
I'm gonna try and see if he's pointing it out.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
but when you look, you can sort of there's a certain colored light that.
Hey, there it is.
Oh, and that's the glowy place. What was that?
Yeah.
Oh god, what was that called again?
Fairy fire.
Fairy fire.
That's right. I didn't write that down.
And Alice steps out. And, okay, where to next?
That way, I guess.
Well, apparently, for us, spotted the Coterie place down that way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I guess we're going that way. And it looks
For
like the
glory!
fairy fire is down that way as well.
Okay.
Which I only remembered because I thought Hazel might want to take a look.
I want to look at both places.
Yeah,
Of course
You
you
seem-
do.
I
seemed rather
I assume you're walking at the
Yeah.
same time.
you seemed rather enraptured of it. That's why sorry, Ava, I papped Ava to bring it up. Thank you, Alice, for translating, by the way.
No problem. She's at the back and sort of draws Remy out in the back so that while they're all discussing what's upcoming. By the way, pulls out the lace things that she'd been looking at very intently. Special occasions. Sticks it back in her bag and walks forward a little bit.
Was that just to
The handkerchief, basically.
did the rest of us see that?
Nope.
Nope.
None of us see
Nope.
this.
Nope. Nope.
We're
Nope.
happily.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, I am happily oblivious. I am on my way to the Coterie place. 'Cause This is something that my old man didn't really get into, so I'm actually I don't want to admit it, but I'm actually really curious about the construction.
Well, Alice doesn't even pause the window. She's just in the shop.
Oh yeah, no,
Okay, we're going
I'm-
this way apparently. So I follow her in.
I'm going right in, and I'm looking at stuff very intently. I'm looking at it a lot with a lot more interest than you'd expect.
Yeah, the place is called Silk and Bone.
You and naming, that's brilliant.
And yeah, as he's examining these, he can feel that that's actually what's bracing the sides. It's some kind of animal bone.
I'm over his shoulder.
And I was just like, Oh my god, that's brilliant.
What is? And then this is like right next to your ear, just out of nowhere.
Oh, jeez. That's his actual, like, this boning is actual bone.
Nye on the other side. Say what?
It's on the other, literally on the other side of your head. So,
Ah, what?
and you clonk Hazel as you do that.
Oh, sorry.
Careful,
Ow.
careful.
It was just over there.
It's just this trio of idiots.
I wasn't expecting.
She's probably fairly familiar to her.
I wasn't expecting, you know.
To be
To
fair,
hit-
for her, corsets are undergarments, and she might not have necessarily spent time thinking about what the boning actually was. But
Yeah.
And
she might
and
not
I
have
mean,
cared. I don't know.
No, but it's nothing really new to us.
Yeah.
I'm examining a mannequin. I'm assuming they have a mannequin and going, that looks uncomfortable.
But by which point Alice has stepped out of one of those changing areas in this black satin corset, which has sort of gold leaf and flower patterns laced across the bust. Actually, no.
Looks over.
Damn!
Wow,
Eyebrow.
nice.
Looks nice.
I need one that matches. I need one that matches this. I need one. I need it. 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 I'm like starting to vibrate a little bit.
Breathe. You cannot have one until you breathe normally.
You're not gonna be able to breathe normally. What are these?
Okay.
To be
Okay,
fair, it all
on.
depends on exactly how tight you're lacing him, and I'm not in it for trying to fit it under a dress. You two are used to trying to fit it under a dress, so you're yanking it for like 20-inch to get a 20-inch waist. How about no? These aren't made for being undergarments. They're to be worn as
Yeah, ow.
actual clothing, so they're not. It's really not that bad, although could probably stand to be laced a little tighter. Remy turns around. Basically, grab the laces in the back, and yank. If you need to drive a knee into the small of my back to do it, by all means.
Remy gives it a good yank.
Give me. Okay, we're gonna
Oh,
have to
no.
ask for an athletics check for this.
Oh,
Oh
no.
boy! Now for fun.
24.
Yoink!
Holy
Oof!
Good.
Oh, I think that popped my back too. Oh, that's good. Okay. Can you just
Holy
tie it at the top? Thank you. You sure you never?
Wow,
You sure you never done this
Welcome.
before?
I do not miss these.
Damn, Remy.
It's well constructed though. I can still actually breathe. Cool.
Oh,
I mean,
that's nice.
Darvin's
And
been
yeah,
made with, like,
that's done some things to up front.
These are amazing. My father never got into anything like this. And then I
Darvin said
realized
they're made out of like.
and then I realized I said that out loud and I was like, oh. Anyway,
Why have you been letting me give people fashion advice?
He said they were made with like actual bone for the.
the boning. The boning is actual bone.
I think some places use metal, but that's because they really want shit braced. Great thing about these is that you can fit small melee weapons down.
Is handy.
Oh Christ! Now you're giving Remy ideas. I'm going to find a clerk or what have you to try and get something that matches this whole new dapper getup I've
Oh, God.
attached to.
You get a full elf who sort of looks at you and goes,
Uh-oh. Ava keeps an eye on things because she knows Hazel doesn't like elves.
No.
"No, she still doesn't. You still have to be on her good side to be a full elf that she doesn't immediately." I think we have a thing. Hold on just one moment. Steps away, rummages through, comes back. It's something dark green and velvet. If you'd like to come with me.
Yes, please.
Nudges into changing room. Jacket and waistcoat need to go. This can be worn over a shirt. In fact, was designed to be worn over a shirt, but not with the waistcoat.
One quick change later.
Yeah, the shirt's still on, and it's one of more sort of one of those half corset kind of deals. So it's almost like a belt, but not as much. This one has she'll see that you've got it's dark green velvet with a satin thread doing the golden vine kind of thing, much like the embroidery on Alice's corset. Still, however, needs a little bit of pulling, so if you would hold still for me for just a moment.
Yep.
Well, professional, so yoink!
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you're kind of used to this anyway, because getting buckled into that much armor is kind of ties. Yes, and you wear the jacket over. I think that looks quite well.
Booyah!
And out steps Hazel, and
Flounce, flounce.
Standing a lot straighter.
Mm.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Has been victory!
Can you breathe alright?
I'm talking, aren't I?
You can breathe without. You can talk without breathing to an extent.
What have you been wearing?
Not these.
you know what this needs? This needs leather trousers. What?
Oh, I think you're giving him ideas.
Leather trousers and those big stompy boots. Somewhere down that way, there was those big stompy boots. With the buckles. I need those.
Yes,
And-
you do.
And leather trousers.
Yes.
Sure.
Well, we are going to continue
Onwards.
on. We wanted. I know Hazel wanted to see Fairy Fire at the very least. So if we continue on a bit further, because I think if I recall correctly, this day was Stompy Boots and then Fairy Fire. So if we're going toward Fairy Fire,
We should
Stompy Boots
pass.
should be after
We should
that.
pass stompy boots.
oh, that's right. Okay, gotcha. So there
But
we go.
for now, I'm gonna take this, but I'm not gonna wear it out because it doesn't really go with my trousers. Right?
Yet.
Excuse me.
So I'm
Hey.
paying for mine wearing this out because this looks
Yeah.
amazing.
That's
Okay.
that's gonna be 3 gold for yours.
All right.
I'll say because hers is a bit more extensive, pays 5 gold for hers, and out you go.
So
and-
now I'm walking down, looking in windows, trying to spot the boots for Alice.
The boots and a whole bunch of other leather goods are in a shop called How Now. It's full-on leather boots. It's full-on leather goods, so you get boots, leather jackets with the leather.
That just clicked. Nice.
I wondered how
Hey,
many
bro-
people was gonna get that.
Hey, Bro said, anything like this look? Do you think anything like this would look good on you? Come on, you wear the robes all the time. Let's try something.
I think he probably would want something a bit more linen-y than leathery.
And a bit more element-ish.
It's not. I'm not thinking so much the look because he might just want to like not. Let's start with just not dressing as a monk.
Thinking more
Disguises for Dragonborn. Haha.
What's that?
Disguises?
Well,
He's-
thank you. That was my reaction.
Both start with D. I had to think of something. I'm not as good at words as him. Or you.
Fair. It's. I think it's more. It's more getting him out of the way of the elements and into the element in which he's currently living. Sorry, we are not really talking about you like you're not there. Would you prefer to just stick with your gi, or would you like to try a different style of dress?
It's entirely up to you.
You're muted.
I hadn't actually said anything yet, but yes, I was.
Don't feel pressured because
Just
Try
let
and
him
stop.
think about it. I think we would. I think it. I don't know that we're as much invested in it, but we've been shopping for stuff like all day, and I know that you were probably raised in material things aren't a thing, but you still need material to cover bits, so why not have them just be material bits that aren't just a gi?
I guess. Yeah.
I have no real strong feelings towards a specific style of clothes as long as it covers me properly and I can move in them.
Yeah, that believe me, that was going to be a consideration.
Mm-hmm.
We will find something that might be of some kind of interest, and we will do it before we get my stompy boots.
Nice heard to mutter something that might involve the word Crestwind.
Nye?
And Darvin Wolf understood it because of the language's helm is the next time we're dressing up for dinner at the Crestwinds is going to be interesting.
And you just heard, you just see
What?
Darwin just kind of go.
What
Was that
language is
Elvin? I heard that too.
Yeah, Elvin, Ava,
Half the party speaks.
yeah.
Hazel.
At which point,
Sylvan,
well,
Sylvan
Ava gives him
actually.
Ava gives him a look.
well, Sylvan
Oh,
is
Sylvan.
still same
Yeah.
same
Sylvan is Hazel.
difference.
Yeah.
Hazel and Ava, because we
Oh.
well, she's getting it more now.
Yeah.
So within the next couple of sessions, I think I will be able to say that you can pick it up, and at which
Darwin
point,
just smirk lol.
Alice spots something on the other side of the road, grabs Furseth by the wrist, and goes, "I think I found you something. Come on!" Yoink across the road.
Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
There's,
Run,
did she just
Oh,
grapple the monk?
She's not still this way.
grapple the monk.
Well, anyway, point is that she winds up across the road and a few shops down to a rather brightly colored place that is just called the Rainbow Connection.
Someday we'll find
Find
it.
it, the rainbow connection.
Can we not, guys?
Sorry.
It's literally it's a clothing store. It does very simple gear, linens, cottons, that kind of thing. The main thing is that everything in it is quite brightly colored. I think that some of this would stand out really well against your scales.
All hail Lord Sparkly.
We could stick with blues. Come on! And sort of nudges him into the shop. Some of it is outlandish. Some of there's this rack of like jumpers, knitted wool jumpers in rainbow stripes, and there's things that look like. At first glance, it looks like dye just kind of exploded on them, but then you realize there's sort of patterns to it. So yeah, it's basically tie-dye.
I'm
No
Hippie
gaudy
monks.
Hawaiian shirts.
Towards the back on a sale rack. Even they don't quite do.
I'm going to get a tie-dye jumper that is small enough for Evan.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Yep.
are those shirts with plants on them? Voom.
So he's now attacking the discount rack of
Hawaiian shirts.
gaudy shirts.
I'm happily watching this madness go
Whereas Alice is checking through racks and coming out with a sky blue button-up shirt, so that Furseth doesn't have to worry about trying to get it on over his head, and linen trousers in a darker shade.
Ava's by the front door just watching.
Just watching the madness.
Yeah.
And
I'm
and she's
nearby.
like, they actually had rack for dragonborn sizes, so you don't have to worry about the tail.
Cool.
Try them on.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it fits well. You can very definitely move in it. You can either leave the shirt cuffs loose, or there's sort of ribbons in a darker blue than the rest of the shirt. So you can either leave the neck and the cuffs open, or tie them closed to look a bit tidier, depending on what suits. And the trousers fit well. You can very much move in them. They don't even go badly with those sandals that Hazel once upon a not so long ago shoved in your face.
In a very Hazel fashion.
Yeah.
Can we have a look?
He'll walk out.
That looks amazing.
Cool.
Back.
I think we have another victory.
Yep. You look
How do you
amazing.
do it, Alice?
I got an eye for color. When you have the kind of people that we used to have at my old place of work, you started to get an idea for what colors worked and what didn't. Plus, if you spent like 7 years where everything was just white,
Yeah.
you either decide colors don't really matter anymore, or you gain a new appreciation for them. I went the latter way.
Yep.
Fair.
So I'm getting a tie-dye jumper for
Yeah, it's five coppers for the. I mean,
Got it.
it's a sweatshirt kind of thing, largely
Yep.
largely linen, elasticated at the cuffs actually. So
lots of bright colors and
Ow, the eyes.
yeah.
As they're finishing up, I'm actually headed over to Fairy Fire because I have to see this nuclear glow properly.
No. Hazel boots.
Wait for us.
yeah, Alice basically picks up the a couple of different changes of shirts for Seth, sort of muted for this place. It's basically blue, green, red, and it's sort of a not quite yellow, not quite orange, and not too screamy, kind of a sunset-y kind of thing with the darkest blue trousers she can find. So it's basically like plain shirt and blue jeans kind of a deal. Puts down the 3 silver that costs on the counter and just ta-da!
So now he has element color-coded formal wear.
Or it's actually more casual wear. If you wanted formal wear, you'd have to dress a bit more like Torin. But since Alice, well, actually you don't know if Alice has met Torin, so come on. If he was gonna stay anywhere in Alzor High, it'd be the Tipsy Pixie.
Oh boy, would he ever!
But now you've got changes of clothes depending on mood. Maybe you'll find that you have a day where you feel like wearing a specific color, and now you can. Look, I don't know.
Thank you very much, Alice.
I'm a dork, okay? It's a thing.
And lo, we continue to
Whether
influence the
I
monk in
decide
strange
to or
ways.
not, I appreciate the scent
Thank you.
more than anything.
I'm still a dork. Walks out.
I thought
She
that was me.
look. She basically she's as bad about the whole, getting
She's-
attached things as some of the rest of you. She's just a bit more mouthy about it.
Oh yeah, no, that was me turning to Alice was walking out quietly, turning to whomever was next to me, going, "I thought that was me."
So, are we going to offensively bright and shiny? And you were looking at that outfit in the window, Remy. Was that for me or for you?
Which outfit?
From last session, there was a particularly tight outfit, short skirt, kind of the you
The
know what
one mainly
superhero costumes for women in the comic books.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Fabric doesn't bend that way.
Well, I
I
mean,
was just looking. Oh, that's a okay.
and I'm still asking whether it was for you or for me. Who were you imagining wearing it? And if you say Hazel, I'm gonna lump you one.
Okay, yeah, maybe
Me.
you.
No.
Not the kind of threesome I would be willing to open myself up to. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I'm embarrassing you, but I figure if I hit the right combination of embarrassment, it'll make them shut up. It hasn't worked yet, but I can keep fucking trying.
And now I'm looking in the window and going, stage wear.
Oh my god.
I am hooking Darwin by the arm and dragging him inside.
Dragging nothing. I'm dragging you at this point.
Okay, basically at this point, because it's two of them and the doors are kind of small because a very large part of the population are
Do not
halflings,
break the bloody door.
they get stuck.
oh no!
Hazel.
Doing that people in the
Oh,
door
for
thing.
God's sake. Ava just goes, oh, for God's sake, and pushes them. Ava just goes, oh, for God's sake.
Strength,
Pushes them.
strength check from Ava.
Good luck.
I have a 2. Oh, no, it's a saving throw. Shit. Prepare to be amazed.
Or not.
No, they don't move. At which point, you've got.
Got a
Let,
dex wiggle.
do you want me to try?
Can I dex wiggle out of this?
You're probably going to be better at it than me.
Okay, Remy, you take Darwin. I'll take Hazel.
Oh, God.
Athletics
Ava's
check
getting
from
well
Remy.
back. Ava's getting well back.
Yep,
Remy
and
gives
between
good shove.
between the two of them, poof,
Bam on the floor.
and you both take 4 points of bludgeoning damage from the door frame.
Ow.
That's
gonna
good.
bruise.
Ow.
That's gonna bruise.
At which point, Alice puts a hand on Hazel's back and gives her the 4 health points back.
No.
Yeah.
Ava just shakes her head and does cure wound on Darwin.
Oh, that also helped the nose. Thank you.
Hold on.
I still had the points from the nose too. I hadn't forgotten. Yeah, I'm full. I'm back to full.
And so is Hazel. So, and then the guy with the white hair streaked with purple is sort of peering over his counter, going, "You bring the curse of Sweetwater with you."
Oh, I don't. I hope I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna try on that outfit that you've got in the window. Except maybe do you have it in not that offensive a color? We have it in red, black, and white. I'll say cat's eyes to Remy.
Very
Make a
deep breath.
choice.
Next to Alice A.
Aw. I'm gonna look around for anything bright, glowing, and purple.
The place is called Fairy Fire. There is very little that isn't.
Yep.
I'm gonna look for something glowy, some kind of like armband or ish type thing that's glowing green. Basically, things light up as the lightest version of green that I'm wearing, and I'm looking for something that's also that in blue.
there are these sort of they look kind of like fingerless gloves, but they're not tight enough for that. Um, I mean, they cut off mid back of the hand, mid palm, go up to about the elbow, and they come in various colors with various quotes from poems, songs, that kind of thing, in white lettering and in various languages. So you've got you've got Hazel will find that one of them in a variety of languages, largely Halfling, Dwarven, Common, and Elven, and Gnomish, although she doesn't really recognize Gnomish, is the Ballad of the Quick Flight Diminutives.
Mine.
And yes, she can find one in a green that's not quite the Dayglow neon, but comes kind of close to it.
I'm looking for something vaguely luminescent to basically be able to wave my arms and leave green light trail, for lack of better definition.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna look.
You can
go ahead.
get that kind of thing. I mean, depending on what kind of sleeves you're wearing. This was clearly designed for short sleeves or sleeveless.
Do I find anything of that nature and possibly closer to draconic stuff in blue?
There's plenty of draconic in those. They don't do the Ballad of the Quick Flight Diminutives in them, but there's one that the shopkeeper, once he's finished side-eyeing you, says it's something about it's basically a prayer to the 5 aspects of Bahamut. So it's kind of an elemental approach to things from the draconic perspective. So instead of the cardinal elements, it's the fire, ice, poison, acid, lightning that make up the draconic elements. If you see what I mean.
So I am scooping that up. I'm also looking for a smaller version of that exact same thing.
They do children's wear, yes.
So I've scooped one of those in each size.
Yay! I know what you're doing.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm doing.
You're brilliant. You're fucking brilliant.
Have you noticed what I'm doing yet?
You're fucking brilliant.
Alice A has gone for the outfit in red, which goes quite nicely with her hair and her skin tone. And she's also managed to get matching faintly luminescent clips for her hair where the gold ones used to be. Ta-da!
Remy looks approvingly.
Nice. That's good. I would admit I prefer the corset. That was good too.
Yeah, but I need leather pants and the stompy boots for that, and I'm pretty sure that I don't have to dress a particular way to impress, but
Oh no.
it's nice to have,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It shows
I
I
think Remy-
care.
As for Darvin, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Hazel.
And I think Remy's melting a little.
I'll go change
It's
back
tiny.
into my normal clothes. For now.
I am looking at the capes, if they have anything of that nature, more of a cape rather than a cloak, slightly different. And it's going to be big and bright and gaudy and purple and just
No capes.
yes! I love you.
That was amazing.
Yes, I was hoping you were gonna do
In
that.
fact, if he asks, that is in fact what the shopkeeper says. No capes.
No capes.
No capes in Egref. No one does capes in Egref, and there are reasons for this. And
Is
he
it like-
starts listing
Trolleys and gears and machinery and yeah.
somebody who got their cape stuck in the mechanisms for the sky tram.
Does he say anything about an ultra foam frothy machine?
Yes.
What?
And an airship.
Oh god. We found the D&D version of Edmund Mode.
Yes, we did.
And I love it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think I see the kind of thing that you are looking for, but no capes.
That's fair. Stage wear is what I'm going for.
I can show you what is popular amongst our bards at the moment.
Mhm.
You wait right there, you touch nothing. No
Understood.
one who would consider capes touches anything in my shop.
That's fair.
And you move us quick.
And I just stand, just stock still, just don't touch a damn thing. I'm just
Comes back with and it's bright purple. The main body twinkles a little bit, not like it's been doused in glitter, but
Mhm.
actually like there are tiny little stars dotted across it. There's the glitter is reserved for the sort of wide cuffs of the sleeves and the collar, which sort of it's a high collar, but it's cut down to about midway down the breastbone. So
Mhm.
there's it's this purple blue glittery going on there, but the main body it really does look like a twilight sky.
That is amazing. Yes.
And
you
it-
are correct. You are
And it is
absolutely
that
correct.
bright fairy fire purple that
Yes,
you get
that's
at the
perfect.
bottom of a really good sunset.
That's perfect. That is perfect. And you're absolutely right, no capes. That's perfect.
Also, if you see that heavy patch of glitter on the wrist end of the sleeve,
Yes.
press that.
Okay.
It fades sort of slowly, but still fades down to black. And then after a little while up to that sort of pale lemon of dawn, up to blue.
You got sky clothes. You can be sky clad without being literally sky clad.
You know, I was thinking that, but I was not going to go there.
Somebody had to go to that place that wasn't me, so hey.
I'm practically I'm damn near. I'm almost not quite that caliber, but damn near looking at this shirt like I looked at the rapier back in the day. Damn near. Yeah, this will be mine. How much?
3 gold.
Done and done. Oh my God, you are amazing. Do you make this? You make all these?
Yes.
Good God, you are amazing.
Is dye plant and magic, like I said.
Yeah, you are talented as hell.
Thank you very much.
Sounds like Garvin's happy.
Yeah, Alice's does not cost near that much, thankfully, but
And my glowy nonsense.
let me think. So that's armbands for that'll be because you got 3 sets, so that's 6 silver.
All right.
Of course, you've been doing all the fittings and all the everything, and now at least 3 stomachs are starting to rumble as you realize that it's like 2 in the afternoon and you haven't stopped.
Mm.
You know that feeling when you've had a really successful shopping day and then all of a sudden you get hungry enough to realize you're tired and your feet hurt?
Yeah, we need to stop. Wait. Well, there were the boots and leather trousers.
We
but
can
I
come
think-
back after lunch.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah. Russ?
When you were Hazel, when you were in the information place first, did you ask about food plate, like
Yes,
more
and
recommendations of food places?
Yes, and I have a plan.
Uh-oh.
It's little bit.
Why do I
of a-
suddenly hear foreboding music?
You'll like
I'm
this
kidding.
plan.
That would have scared me if I'd actually been there.
Well, all right, let's give it.
I'm
let's
kidding.
Give it a shot.
I'm
Let's
kidding,
hear it.
Hazel.
Hear it.
You'll like this plan.
Let's
It's
hear
a
it.
place called the Farmer in the Dale, and well, I'll leave it to when we get there. Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Okay. So yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
And Froseth, come here. I am
Okay.
presenting him with the armband, with his size armbands. Here you go. And these are a little something you're going to give to a certain soon-to-be paladin of Bahamut when you get home. And I'm handing him the smaller ones.
Aw.
Okay.
There is going to be awesome. Anyhow, to the Farmer in the Dale.
All right. Where's the map? So we check we're not going.
At which point she looks at Hazel. That name is significant as fuck, isn't it? She rolled a natural 20 on a wisdom check for this, so she is, as you're sitting on the trolley heading for the eatery district, she's looking at Hazel going, the name is as significant as fuck, isn't it?
A little bit.
Huh?
Can I
Guys.
point out?
Guys, the Farmer in the Dale, as in golden.
No, yeah. Okay. So you're taking us to a little piece of home.
I have to.
Sorry,
No,
Nye. Well, while they're having this argument, Nye, what was that all about?
No, you do. You do have to.
I got abandoned back at the Hawaiian shirts.
No, you didn't.
I thought you followed.
Never got dealt with.
Okay, they would not have
Oh,
got
right.
on there. They
Yeah,
would
no,
not
we
have got
would
on
know.
the trolley.
That's why I raised my hand because I'm like, okay, yeah.
That's fair.
At
I'm
which
sorry.
point it's like, okay, we're missing a Nye. I think I know where
Damn
he is.
Oh.
Wait by the trolleys. I will go get him. And as he's going through Hawaiian shirts, he literally has Alice grabbing the back of his shirt and yoink.
I was picturing where he's coming out the front door of the place with an arm load when he bumps into her.
Okay, how many is an arm load?
3 or 4.
Okay, you're looking at 2 silver.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so yeah, basically, he comes out and sort of the waistband to the trousers and the back of the shirt. Yoink!
I was just coming to try to find everyone.
She's not even answering. She's just carrying him like a parcel. That sort of chucks him onto the trolley. He got the awful shirts and climbs in.
I mean, there's nature involved. I can understand.
Yeah, but I think there were probably some better ones elsewhere. Never mind. Anyway, apparently a little piece of home, which is not home for like 3 of us. Or
Little
Well,
piece of
it
home?
It will be one way or
Not
another.
foam, home.
The Farmer in the Dale.
As in golden.
Yeah, you'll see. Again, when we get there, you will see. It will.
Okay, hang
It will
on.
all
There's
be
a
clear.
place with a name like, because remember, natural 20. There's a place with a name like Goldendale. It's referencing farms, and Hazel is. Quick Flights run it.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yep.
So yeah, you get off at the eatery district. And you see, you pass Harley Surf and Turf and various other places, and you find this little building that actually looks kind of like the Golden Bough.
Hopefully they hopefully they repaired the floor. Come to think of it.
Yeah.
Repaired the floor?
Oh, memories.
there was an incident involving a bard who was not actually a bard and who was a bit of a jerk, and he got into a fight with other bards during a celebration, and
Well, he was a
things
bard. He just
happened to the
wasn't a good.
floor. Well, things happened to the floor because magic happened.
No, God.
Yeah, and he got a hold of. He got into something he shouldn't have, and it got him back.
So now he's banned for life.
Oh yeah, among other things. Remember the conversation. Remember the
wouldn't he be-
conversation he had with Clarity.
Wouldn't he be barred for life?
I was thinking of that
Grabs him by
like
the
an
face.
hour and a half ago. But rather just-
Once again, I am too hungry for this shit. Let's
This
go.
is why I didn't mention it when they said that thing about Tasha's.
Let's just go in.
Yeah.
Let's go in.
Food time!
Inside is a little less rustic than the Golden Bough. It's like it's like a wealthier city person's idea of what a simple country tavern should look like.
Oh boy.
It's an Applebee's.
No,
No.
it's classier than that. It's
Okay,
just
fair enough.
It's just that where the Golden where the Golden Bough has like simple wooden chairs and benches, they've got nicer chairs with cushions and the
Gotcha.
actual place settings. It's more a restaurant than a tavern / inn.
Gotcha.
And once again, you've got the maitre d', who is this probably just around about approaching the higher end of teens halfling boy with the rather fluffy, apparently hard to control blonde hair, blue eyes, very round little face. And hello, welcome to the Farmer in the Dale. That is 7 of you?
Yes.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
I am sorry to be forward, but would your name be Hazel?
Yes.
Much nodding his head and still bouncing.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, Hoffling hug. Woomph. I am your cousin Marcus. I have heard so much about you.
Hope
Can I
nothing
check?
too
Is that
crazy.
like true?
If you want to.
Just you sure? Insight. Ugh.
I have no reason to doubt. So
Well,
I'm not-
Froseth, there's too much bouncing. But Froseth, Darvin, Hazel, and to a lesser extent Remy, this kid does look an awful lot like Twilly.
Yep.
Hopefully you didn't hear anything too crazy. What's the wackiest story?
I think that I do not have the time to have full conversations because I am on shift today. But I do seem to recall something about the last letter had something about a new adoptee who followed your example about the pie eating contest. We put blueberry pie on the menu in honor of the sacrifice of poor Clarity.
Oh, yes.
Now, if you'd like to take a seat, I will let the kitchen know. They will want to know. Is family run place and everyone will desperately want to meet you. Come.
Yay.
Bounce, 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 bounce.
And sets you at one of the larger tables and zoom.
Incoming halfling swarm in 5, 4.
Oh god.
And yeah, actually, there is very much a quick flight look, and it's flyaway blonde hair, blue eyes, round little faces.
We're surrounded by Twillies.
To an extent, yes. Hello to you! And there's about 6 of them on shift at the moment.
Right.
Let me see. Some of you I do not recognize, but it has been a little bit of time since the last letter. I think it has been a while since Con had been to Gracian. So,
Mhm.
Hazel is obviously we have been having stories about her for years. Darvin, Froseth. Thank you, by the way. We've had extra notes from Skylar, and she is having wonderful time, and she has a path for herself, and it makes her so happy. Thank you so much. And Joe would be Remy.
Yes. Hi.
I do not recognize you, but I've heard that there has been some new individuals. There is no more Sigwald?
No,
Yeah.
No.
no. He decided to stay behind at Gray's Inn.
Well, no,
Or was it Gray's Inn?
No,
it was Bella Ray.
Bella-
It was the store,
Otherwise, my bad.
school stuff.
Yeah, he had school stuff to take care of.
Hopefully he learns what to say and what not to say when it comes to the safety of little ones.
Mm.
And this sort of older than Twilly woman is sort of going, if he was ever to come in here, I would beat him with fish.
It might improve. Might improve
Wait,
matters. Anyway,
I'm just like, I'm now staring into the middle distance, some kind of mental image involving a fish as a bludgeon.
Trout as long as me.
yeah, they get big. I've seen.
I clearly have not heard enough stories about this person.
No, nor have I.
The less said, the better.
Ooh. Yeah.
So
Or
I'm sorry. Can I have the names of the newcomers?
Oh, sorry, Ava.
Nye?
Pleasure.
Yeah. And Nye, you want to introduce yourself?
I didn't catch Ava saying it, so I was waiting.
Ah, my bad.
Well, I didn't want to.
And Nye. Just Nye.
It is wonderful to meet you. And Alice is just Alice. Hi. From Alice's bag. I'm Flitty. Maybe you've heard of me. Yes, you we have heard much of. Hello. It's been very loud. And there's been a lot of stuff. But most of it makes good beds. Head goes back to bed.
oh god, he's been sitting on our stuff.
That's our Flitty.
We
Speaking
love
of
Flitty.
clothing, Nye is excusing himself to change.
God! Oh no!
So
Oh,
Nye
God.
Nye heads off. Well, yeah. Unfortunately, we are on shift at the moment, but your meals are on the house. Here are menus.
Thank you.
I mean, and we prepare for you personally. It's all good. Now, if you will excuse us. And yes, by that point, Nye comes back in. What does your horrible Hawaiian shirt look like?
Oh my god.
You'll see it in 2 weeks.
Oh God.
Oh god, you've got one?
You're shitting me.
Oh,
No.
no.
I think
Oh,
he got that for some work thing. But anyway, okay, given that it is about that time when
Yeah,
we return
but I-
in 2 weeks' time, we will discover
At the reveal.
the
yeah.
exact horror that is the
Oh god.
Oh, Ben, you're amazing.
So yeah, in
Absolutely.
2 weeks' time, I'm gonna wind up with having to look at a shirt that is almost guaranteed to spark off a migraine. Thanks for that. I will see you all in 2 weeks.